Have you ever met someone and just clicked? Like you've known them forever? Or what about those coincidences that are so perfect, they just feel, I don't know, scripted? Most of the time, we just brush the stuff off as random chance, right? But what if it's not? What if every single person you meet, every little thing that happens in your life, is all part of some huge, hidden, cosmic plan? Okay, let's get into it. There's this old saying that just nails this idea. It suggests that even the smallest interaction, like just brushing past a stranger on the street, is actually the end result of a really deep, unseen history between you. It's a beautiful way of asking, are any of our meetings ever really an accident?
Well, in Chinese philosophy, this invisible force actually has a name, Yuán. The best way to think of it is like the universe's operating system. It's the why behind every coincidence, the logic that drives love and hate, and kind of like a cosmic balance sheet. It's this debt, for good or for bad, that connects every single one of us. Now look, defining a cosmic force is one thing, but to really get what Yuan is, we need to see it in action. And these ancient stories, they're like case studies. They show us exactly how this invisible force can shape our lives, not just now, but across generations. So our first story starts centuries ago. There's this ancestor of a scholar, a guy named Feng Xiaoru, and he wants to build a tomb. Simple enough. But then he has this dream where a serpent king warns him, hey, hold off on digging, give my family of snakes time to move. Well, the ancestor, he just ignores the dream and tells his workers to get to it. So the workers dig and they find this nest with hundreds of red snakes, and they kill them all. That night, the Serpent King shows up in another dream, vowing revenge. Okay, now fast forward. Generations pass, and a brilliant scholar named Feng Xiaoru is born with one very strange feature, a bright red tongue. Yep, he is the Serpent King reborn with one single mission: payback. So what does he do? He deliberately and repeatedly provokes the powerful emperor, basically begging for his own destruction. And the emperor, totally enraged, doesn't just order Thing's execution. He orders the extermination of his entire clan. We're talking 9 degrees of relation. Hundreds of people are killed. And just like that, the karmic debt from the slaughter of those snakes is finally paid. Life for life. It's a horrifying but powerful example of a negative yun coming due. But look, Yuan isn't all about revenge and doom and gloom. Let's look at a story about love. You've got this handsome, brilliant prince. He falls head over heels for this amazing woman. But to his absolute despair, she chooses his best friend, a commoner, over him. The prince is heartbroken, totally confused, so he goes to a wise old monk to try and understand why. Why her and why not him? So the monk lays out their shared past life. The woman they both love? In a previous life, her body was found on a beach. A passerby saw her, but just kept walking. Then another man came along. That was the prince in his past life. Out of respect, he covered her body with his robe. Now that single act created a debt of affection. But finally, a third man, the best friend, came along and actually took the time to bury her properly. He created the greatest debt, a kindness so deep she had to repay it with her entire life in this one. So these stories, as dramatic as they are, they're not just random fables. They actually operate on a really clear set of principles. You can think of them as the rules of this cosmic game, the physics that make Yuan work. Okay, so let's break this down. First, and this is the big one, Yuan is a debt. It always, always has to be paid back. Second, intense emotion, we're talking deep love or burning hatred, that's the glue that creates the strongest bonds. Third, and this is absolutely crucial, you are the cause. Your actions are what create all these future connections. And finally, Yuan is kind of like gravity. You can't see it, but you can definitely see and feel its effects. They're very real. Okay, hearing all of this, it's pretty easy to feel a little bit helpless, right? I mean, if our lives are just the universe settling old scores and cashing in old favors, are we just puppets on a string? Are we totally locked into a destiny that was written for us ages ago? Well, the answer, maybe surprisingly, is no, absolutely not. And this brings us to one of the most powerful ideas in this whole philosophy. You are not just a character in this story, you are the author. So let's look at the incredible story of a man who was told his fate and then decided to just write a new one. Okay, get this. This is Yuan Liu Fan. When he was a young man, a fortune teller laid out his entire life for him with scary accuracy. His exam scores, his career, the fact he'd have no kids, and that he would die at 53. And for years, everything happened exactly as predicted. But just look at the difference between what was supposed to happen and what actually did. I mean, he didn't just tweak his destiny, he completely transformed it. So how on earth did he do that? He met a Zen master who gave him the key. This one sentence changed everything. It completely reframes fate. It's not a prison you're stuck in, it's just your starting point. Your destiny isn't some destination you're forced to go to. It's the path you are actively paving, right here, right now. So how did he do it? Well, the master gave him a practical guide. First, you've got to cut the negative threads from your past. That means sincerely repenting and forgiving. Second, start weaving new positive threads by doing good things without expecting anything back. Third, work on yourself. Be humble, be positive, be tolerant. And finally, and this might be the hardest one, stop keeping score. Stop thinking about what the world owes you and focus only on what you can give. You literally shift from being a debt collector to being a source of good. And the power of this shift in mindset can be like instantaneous. There's this quick story about a scholar who's been wronged. He's furious, weapon in hand, on his way to kill his enemy. He is just consumed by rage, totally set on revenge. But as he gets close to his enemy's house, he stops. And he thinks, wait, if I kill this guy, what's going to happen to his innocent mother, his wife? And in that one single moment of compassion, he decides to turn back. Now a monk who was observing with spiritual sight saw something incredible. The dark, vengeful spirits that were following the scholar just vanished, poof. And in their place, shining, protective deities appeared. One thought changed his entire karmic entourage. Okay, so let's bring this all home. The whole idea of Yuán suggests that the world is way more interconnected than we think. The people we love, the challenges we face, all those little random coincidences, they're all echoes. They're threads from past actions weaving themselves into the reality of our present.
But, and this is the absolute most important takeaway from all of this is not a story about being trapped by the past. It's the exact opposite. You are not a puppet. The past, yeah, it gives you your starting point, your circumstances, your karmic pluses and minuses. But the pen is in your hand, right now.
So, the final question is for you. Every word you say, every action you take, every thought you even entertain, it's a thread. You're creating the connections that are going to define your future. You are weaving the web of your own yuan. So, what kind of threads are you weaving today?